And that's the requirements. So to determine the total maintenance cost, when the budgeted hours A or the I is 1,520, I is 1,075. Great. So let's go to the main scenario. Let's be the, I need to see the view, sorry, let's be. Calculate for the month of May. The one, break-even points in units and what? In value. When I mention points, it says unit and value. Even if I'm not setting the question, I just mention break-even point. Instead to calculate just the unit, then I'll subtract the value. I'll weigh the value very high and subtract that one very big one. Then sales level in order to make an after-tax profit of 21,150, assuming that the company is in 25% tax bracket. So over here, if you can't do anything, just calculate the profit before tax and put it in and away. Yes, that's a few months that you can calculate. How do you get a profit before tax? Just pick the profit of the tax, divide by 1 minus the tax rate. That is all. To give you profit before tax. We said that in break-even, we are interested in what? The controllable profit. And that is the profit before tax. Last one says margin of safety if the target after tax profit of 21,150 is been achieved. So that is margin of safety if the target after tax profit of 21,150 is been achieved. Now we can go to the main scenario. We can go to the main scenario. Budgetary Limited offers professional car spraying service at Swami Magazine. The company is planning its activity for the month of June 2018 for its saloon car spraying sections. The company charges service fee of 1,000 and incur fixed costs, excluding fixed maintenance costs, and variable costs per unit, excluding variable maintenance costs, I like that, of 35,000 and 644.39 for spraying a saloon car. So all what they are saying is this. Now they have fixed cost, which excludes some special fixed cost that you have to calculate, you have to determine for. They have the variable cost here, which excludes what? A variable cost of the maintenance. That is all. So you have to just go and find for what? The variable cost of the maintenance. Come and top it up. There's 644.39. Go and find for the fixed cost of the maintenance. Come and top it up to that of the 35,000. Now the 1,000 over there is a service fee. That's the selling price. That's the charge. No, here they are not selling what? Tangible products. They are selling service. So what we have to do is we just have to pick that one as what the selling price. So the selling price is what? 1,000 cedis. The 1,000 cedis. That's the fee. Now the following data also relate to Principal Limited on maintenance hours of its key machine, revenue, and profit for the 6 months ended April 2018. I like this examiner. This one have to come for you. I was looking for an examiner that would do this for me. We've done it. No wonder last sitting was a very challenging year. Wow. These are the type of questions that are interested in you. Okay, maintenance hours. All of them are there, right? November, December, April. Good. All of them are there. Now, I like this question. In fact, I reason why I not do high and low because I have some special questions that I said some years back. I think that question tormented a lot of people. If I don't see that question, I don't teach high and low. And that's what the examiner have done here. And that's what they've done here. So it's very good combination. Now, they've given us maintenance hours, revenue, and profits. Tell the examiner that we're not interested in the revenue and profit, we're interested in more costs. They just have to find the difference so that you can determine what the total cost is. Because you are interested in the fixed cost and the variable cost, not profit and what revenue. So all what you have to do is what? Just find the difference between the revenue and what profit to get what costs. So get additional table like this. Additional table and calculate for all the costs. Although you need only two, just two per unit. So they are giving us maintenance hours, we like. They are giving us revenue, okay. They are giving us what? Profit. So I'll find total cost. That is all. Here there's what you call step-up cost. I'll explain the step-up cost. All what we have to do is this. To determine the variable cost and the fixed cost, then the total cost, we have to use, there are so many techniques that we can use. One of them is called high and low method. You can also use what you call least square regression model. You can use algebraic expression, that's simultaneous equation. Can also give us the variable and fixed cost. But for management studies, the popular one is what? High and low method. The one that lasts 10 to 9. So that is it. Now, I'll give you steps to determine the variable cost. And I've read that what happened in 2013 November, it's not what they've done here again. Something happened there. So the same high and low drop there, but different mode. Now let's see. So the steps to find a variable cost using high and low. After you determine the cost, because we are looking for cost, we are not looking for variable profit or variable revenue. We are interested in what? Variable cost and what? Fixed cost or total cost. So we have to look for all the total cost. That's the first thing. In fact, the examiner is supposed to give us the activity level versus the cost. That is all. But it's a smart examiner. They're giving the activity level and give you what you need to find out the cost. Have you seen? So that is it. So I'll prefer the cost, right? Even though we don't need all of them, only two per minute, only two special ones. Now the steps to find the variable costs under the high and low method, they are step 1, locate the highest activity level. So I'll write 2 items here. Write 2 items here. Locate the highest activity level. So step to determine the variable cost. Step 1, highest activity level. So let me pick activity level here. Highest activity level. And then the total cost. So highest activity level. So look through what are the activity levels. But we have 6 activity levels. 1, direct material cost. 2, labor cost. 3, prime cost. 4, weight per machine hour. 5, unit produced. And then number 6, labor hours. So any of them could be in exams. And the exam is what? Machine hours or maintenance hours. So over here, locate the highest activity level for us. Locate the highest activity level. What's the highest activity level here? 1425. That's December, right? So the target, then I ring December. The highest activity level is 1,425 hours. 1,425 hours. Please, that is the first step that you have to do. I'll have only 4 steps. Then you are done. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 1, locate the highest activity level. Please, not the highest cost. Okay. Then step 2, Determine the equivalent cost at the highest activity level. What is the equivalent cost at what? The highest activity level. So the equivalent cost at the highest activity level. So just trace it. So let's go to the question and just trace it. So if there is the highest activity level, what's the cost over there? So 24,000 less 1,425. So the cost over there is 22,575. Great. Good. So that's the second step. 22,575. 22,575. 22,575. Now, then step 3. Now locate what? The lowest activity level. Lowest what? Activity level. So look through again. Which one is the least among? 1,100 and what? 75. So friends online, I look through, I get 1,100 and what? 75. What will be the equivalent cost? I like that answer. Good. What will be the equivalent cost? 18,125. Perfect. So that one it lost already. So just add it to the 18,000. Good. So the cost over there will be 18,125. Just add it to it. 18,125. So let's go to the board. 18,125. So lowest activity level, sorry. Lowest activity level happens to be 1175 hours, 18,125. Agreed. Okay. So that is the step. But that is step 4, right? You've already found a step 4. Okay. Continue the game. After determining the highest and then the lowest activity level, please, we did not select the cost first. The challenge is that most students select the cost. They look at the highest cost first. In 2013 November, what the examiner did was this. The one that had the highest unit does not have the highest cost. The one that has the highest cost does not have the highest activity level. Okay. So in that situation, they are just looking for those that will not obey the rule. Good. So take note and please select the highest activity level first. It can be machine hours, it can be unit produced, it can be labor hours, it can be direct material cost in that order. Okay. Now when you're done, check the question whether we have what we call step up cost.
Hello, Claude. Can you please repeat the steps?
Okay. Step 1, identify the highest activity level. Highest activity level, the one that will give you in terms of what unit, hours, and then machine hours, maintenance hours. That's the activity level. So step 1 is highest activity level. Then step 2, determine its equivalent cost. Just trace it, its equivalent cost. So equivalent cost. Then step 3, locate what? The lowest what? Activity level. So we call it high and low. High and low. So highest versus lowest. So lowest activity level in terms of hours. Then also locate it what? Equivalent cost and put it there. If you do this, you are safe from any trouble. Now you are safe. Don't go and pick the highest cost, thinking that, oh, the highest cost will probably should give us the highest activity level. The tricky examiners don't do that. This one, I've not scanned through all the costs. I'm sure that the one that will give us highest cost will not be at this level, this activity level. If we should go into detail. Okay, when we're done like this, then you check from the question if there's a step-up cost. If there's no step-up cost, oh, then you are done. Just find their difference.
What's the step-up cost?
Step-up cost is like this. Now, anytime you have your capacity, your limit, let's assume that you are producing, and then your limit is, let's say, up to 5,000 units. The moment you produce more than 5,000, your fixed cost must increase. So, like, you have a cost, it's fixed, but when you produce 5,000, you increase and remain fixed. If you get up to, let's say, another 10,000, it also increase again. So this is an example of what step-up cost. So if you see that note in a question, it means that we have to adjust the highest activity level. We have to do a small adjustment. Small adjustment. So what happened is this. So you check from the question. And this question, they have something nice for us. If you check, there says something there. It says total fixed cost increased by what? 1,120 when maintenance hours go beyond what? 1,004. That's an example of what? Step-up cost. When you produce beyond your capacity, that increase your fixed cost. Let me give you a typical example. Let's assume that target professional consultants. You are renting an office facility or classrooms. And this classroom, they've given us a room that can contain 50 students at a time, so 50. And they charge us rent according to the 50 capacity. Now, what is so good? We had a number of 70. And we cannot force or arrange them in certain order to contain them low. So we requested for what? A larger or a bigger room. You think they will give it to us at the same fee?
No.
So if we are paying, let's say, $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, now they will tell us to pay what? 200. So they will tell us that anytime our capacity increased by 20 students, then our rent must also go up by what? 200. Or anytime our capacity increase more than 50 students, our rent must also what? Shoot up. And that's a typical example of what? Step-up cost. That is a perfect example. So in this case, if it's in a question, just tell the examiner. Don't even worry yourself that somebody put this one here to worry. There's a question I'm looking for. When I get that question, I'll forward it to you. Very challenging one. It has a step-up cost, but it was in stages. So all what you have to do is this: check whether any of this activity level has passed that limit. So from this question, when they produce 1,000 for above 1,400 hours, or when they work above 1,400 hours, the fixed cost must increase by 1,120. How we get it? So now, when they work beyond 1,400 hours, so just for me, let's check the highest one first. Has it passed the limit?
Yes.
So that means that fixed cost is in this end. So we have to take it off before we continue our calculation. Because we don't flex fixed costs. So take fixed costs, all step-up costs out from the highest activity level before calculating the variable cost. So therefore, if I should adjust the highest activity level, let me do some small adjustment. So adjustment towards the highest activity level cost. So it will be like this. We'll pick the 22,575. That examiner less what? The step-up cost. Step-up cost, which is 1,120, right? You take it off, and now the highest activity level cost is what?
21,455.
So 21,455. Good. So now you are looking for the highest activity level cost is this one, not this one.
Okay.
So that's all. Now, after you have adjusted the highest activity level cost, you now put a 9 formula. Now, the variable cost is equal to variable cost per unit or per hour or per unit is equal to the highest activity level cost, highest activity word level cost minus lowest word activity level cost, all divided by highest activity level minus what? Lowest activity level. That is all. We are done. Please don't go and quote highest cost minus lowest cost all over highest unit minus lowest unit. Okay. So that is that. So basically, good. So we can do substitution. So let's substitute the variables in to determine the variable cost per unit. Then we are done. Good. So I'll now write it here. Variable cost is equal to highest cost. Now if I just tell you, so 21,455, 21,455 minus lowest cost 18,125, divided by the hours 1,425 minus 1,175. Okay, and the answer will be
Answer would be 13.32.
so 13.32 per hour. So that's the variable cost per hour. So per maintenance hour. That's all. Per maintenance hour. So we are done. Now, what happened is this. We're able to find the variable cost. Let's do what? Fixed cost. So let's calculate for the fixed cost. And then let's see. I want to just some portion, or let me see if I can. Okay, let me continue from here. So first, calculation of what? The fixed cost. Calculation of the fixed cost. Pick any of the activity level. If I do one, you also do one. So one mapping. So I'll pick highest activity. No, let me pick the lowest one. That one is so easy. Now, how do you find fixed cost? We know that total cost is equal to what? Variable cost plus what? Fixed cost. If I make fixed cost the subject, what will be the answer? It's not total cost minus the variable cost. That's all. So pick any of the activity level, but here there's danger. Let me explain this. Please, sometimes how you open some box, and the same way to fix it back, and I can't fix it well. So the two items that you use to calculate the variable cost, please use the same two items to find for the fixed cost. There are so many activity levels, right? We selected only two per the principle. These are the two that you can use to find for the fixed cost. If you go use any other method, it might not give you the same answer. It might not give you the same answer. So I'll use highest. Then you use the lowest. In fact, in the exams, you need to do just one because fixed cost is what? Fixed at all activity level except for where they step up. So let's see how we solve this. So first, let me bring the total cost. Total what? Cost. Yeah, this total cost, you can pick any of them, but you should understand the principle behind. If I pick the one that I've subtracted the step-up cost, when I finish, I have to do what? Add it back. Because this figure in itself is what? It's a fixed cost. So if I pick the one that is net of the fixed cost, then when I'm done with my calculation, what do? I'll add back. What if I pick this one, the one that wait, the step up? Then I don't need to add, then I have to do what? Maintain. I have to do what? Maintain. So take note, all of them give you the same answer. All of them give you the same answer. So let's see. So which one should we use? This or this? This. So that when we're done, we add back the step up cost. So total cost will be 21455. Agreed. Less variable cost. Less variable cost. Now let's pick our calculator. The variable cost, we have to just pick the activity level. Highest activity level is what? 1,425. Agreed. What is the variable cost per unit? That is calculated. 13.32. So if each are cost now 13.32 and now we spend what 1,425, what's the total? So let's multiply this by this. The answer that we will get, that is the
18,981.
so 18,981 point.
There's no point.
Okay. Okay. I'll take it off. So now finally, what's the fixed cost here?
2,474.
2,474.
474.
Then, because we use a figure which is net of the step-up cost. Now, this step-up cost, we should add it to it anytime we are dealing with activities more above what? The threshold, 1,400. So this 1,120 should be like on standby. Anytime we move about 1,400 hours, and we add it to it. If you work below the threshold, we'll not add it to it. Okay. So if you should add it to it, then 1,120. So this will give us a fixed cost, which is what? Above the threshold. Above the threshold. So when you add it to it,
3,594.
so 3,594. Okay. So that is it. 3,594. Great. Okay, so if I do one, you do one. 1-to-1 mapping. So I'm done with the high. Can you try the low? And let's see. The answer must be the same. No, any answer is correct. If I say the same, that means. Let's see the game. So total cost at the lowest activity level is what? 18,125. Let's find the variable cost. Again, the variable cost per unit is what? 13.32. Let's multiply by what? 1,175. And then that will give us something like
15,651.
so 15,651. So let's take it up. Any answer that should give us something like 2,474, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, anytime they produce below the threshold, the fixed cost will be 2,474. But if they produce above the threshold, we have to use the 3,594 because of the step-up cost, the treatment. So we have to check very well. Okay. And I like this question, no. Now let's go to the main question. So far, I've not solved the question, no. So far, we've not even solved the question, but we have provided all what we need to solve the question. So let's go to the main requirement and see how we can solve the question. So cover the total maintenance cost of production using the high and low method. If maintenance hours for May was budgeted to be what? 1,520. Is it below the threshold or above the threshold?
It's above.
It's above the threshold. You have to pick the one that contains what? The step up cost. Agreed.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting. So I'll clean this side. Depends on I'll clean this side. Now, if we are finding total cost, let's have to add a variable cost plus what? The fixed cost. So I, right on top, May, when the total cost, so total maintenance cost bracket May, when they produce what? Or when they work for 1,520. So show the examiner that the variable cost will be the total variable cost at this level. How do you get a variable cost? As usual. The variable cost per unit times the activity level. So the variable cost per unit will be 13 cedis, 32 pesos. Then we multiply it by the bracket variable cost will be Ghana cedi of 13.32 times the activity level of 1,520 hours. And that probably give us 20,236.
No, 46.
46 great. Wow, 46.4. Hey. Okay. Then we add the fixed cost to it. Fixed cost bracket a step up. Must include a step up. That's the 3594. So 3594. So this one will give us total cost of 23,840.4. I like the answer. And this is the total cost at this level. Okay. Again, the rule for the game is that, or the rule for the mountain is 1 to 1. So then the I. We are doing the I to find the total cost. Then I move on straight to the next section. Maintenance hours of June, the budgeted is 1,075. Okay. Now let's do it together. And total cost when the maintenance hours is 1,075. So here it means that we have to use a fixed cost of what? 2,474, not what? This fixed cost, because the step up is not rate down limit. 1,000 is below, 1,075 is below what? 1,400 as the limit. So that is what. Okay, so in that case, let me down and say here, let me clean this one right here. And should examine that, let me clean everything. So we'll start I as the second one. As for June, let's provide reference for June. I'll put the total maintenance cost bracket June. It's no shortcut to. So I'll put the Ghana cedi here. I'll start again. Total variable cost bracket 1,075 hours by what? 13.32, and that gives us So 1,075.
Yeah. 14,319.
14,319. Great. Then you add the fixed cost. This time around, you have to pick this fixed cost because this one is below the threshold. 24,74 is the total cost. And now we
16,490.
16,793. We are done. For 10 solid marks up to this point. Then we go to the B, which seems like a bonus. But we see that there are some figures in there so far, not touch it. Yes. So long as it includes a certain figures in the question, that doesn't mean that we should be using it like this. Doesn't mean that we should be using it every time. No. As and when the question calls for it, then we use it. The requirement calls for it, then we use it. That's why I like reading the requirement first. Now the B part, it says calculate for the month of what? May. I like this examiner. The principal examiner. Month of May. It means I go back to the AI. The month of A, that means we are using the step up. The first cost over there, we are using what? Good. Break even point in units and what? In value. So let's go to the board. But before that, we need a total fixed cost and then the break even value. So let's do them on the board. So here too, again, name this section. Okay, so as always, I'm saying that when we mention break even point, come with two items. So units and what? Value. This is I'm not to buy something from you. Yes. So units, what's the formula? Value, what's the formula? And so let's start the unit first. When you're done, go to the value. Unit is equal to fixed cost over what? Per unit. That's all. Let's take our time and look for these variables one after the other. What is the fixed cost? Don't forget that the question I'm giving us on fixed cost, excluding the one that we calculated. So we just have to now top it up. Let's go and pick the fixed cost given to us in the question and just top up with the one that we have. So we are saying that the fixed cost, excluding fixed maintenance cost, one is calculated. And variable cost, excluding what? Variable maintenance cost, the one is calculated, of 35 and 644. So it means that the fixed cost is 35 plus the one that we calculated.
Okay.
So let's calculate the total fixed cost. So fixed cost is equal to 35,000. Total fixed cost plus. Now over here, do you have to select this one or select this? You have to select this because we say we should use May, and May the production hours is what? 1520 volts, which is above the threshold. So we have to use the one that contains the step up cost. So we have to take note. So plus 3594, and that will give us something like 594. So that's the fixed cost. Let's go and find the contribution. Let's start. Contribution, calculation of the contribution. What's the selling price? It's 1,000 cedis. Less the variable cost. The variable cost to open a bracket. Okay. Sorry, sense online. Information reaching me suggests that that place has been allocated for this session. So let me do it top a little. Okay, so contribution calculation. Start with the selling price. This is what? 1,000 Ghana cedis. That is done less what? Variable cost. The variable cost under the calculation here. Kindly add the one thing to 644.39 or so. Let me pick it from the question. 644.39 plus the one that we calculated. We had 13.32. Okay. So 39 plus 13.32. So that's the total variable cost. And that'll give us something like 689.
Okay, 644.325. I made the classes. It's 657.
So 657.64. So therefore, our contribution will be
342.36.
So let me write the contribution nicely. 342.36. Okay. 36. Now we are done. So what left is substitution. So we come here, and I can clean this guys out of the way. The third examiner, that's the break-even unit. Finally, you see the version for it, and it's equal to the fixed cost 38,594, or divided by 342.36. This one is in series. This one is in series. This is series per unit. So finally, we get something like 112.73 units or service units, because they are in service. So public cars, or they will perform 112.73 service. So it could be saloon car, as we stated it here. Then in value, that examiner that's in value, oh, you should relax. Is equal to the break-even unit times the selling price. You are done. So the same answer that you had there, then you will waste time. We'll copy there. The only danger is that if that figure is wrong, it will definitely follow you. So you compare the wrongs. Times the selling price. What is the selling price here? 1,000 cedis. So times 1,000 cedis. So this should be something like 112,730, right? Perfect. So that's the sales revenue. We are done. And this qualifies for solid marks. Wow. So far, 14 marks. 11, 6 marks. Then we are done. So the next requirement stated that sales level, in order to make an after-tax profit of 21,150 cedis, assuming Quick Spray Limited is in 25% tax bracket. We said that if we are looking for first online, so you are reading, but hoping this different thing. Sales level, in order to make, okay. So let's go straight to the point. There's something here. Sales level. Sales level in order to make an after-tax profit. Now, this is either unit required or sales revenue required to make a certain profit. Good. So we call it break-even at what? Target profit. That's the unit rate. Then at this profit, we want what we call controllable profit. Profit that the entity has control, direct control on. And that is operating profit. And that's a profit before tax. So if they're giving us profit after tax, we can't control it. It's in the hands of the tax authorities. So now let's look for the profit before tax. That is all. So if I put this one over here like this and continue, that's BII. So sales level required. That examiner that is equal to the fixed cost plus the profit after tax. Now, just divide the profit after tax by 1 minus what? The tax rate. That means you have converted the profit after tax to what? Profit before tax. We like profit before tax, not profit after tax. So anytime the examiner gives me profit after tax, I have to convert it to profit before tax. How do I do that? If the tax has been expressed as percentage, then pick this one, divide by 1 minus the tax rate. That is all, you are done. What if they have given you the tax like in monetary version, and I'm looking for the next time she probably do something like that for me? Monetary version. Like this, the profit after tax is equal to 21,150. Good. If the income tax is, let's say, 5,000 monetary version, what do? I will just add them. So just add back the tax to the profit after tax to get what? Profit before tax. So if it was given to us in monetary version, what do? You add back. Okay. Then sometimes I'll give you everything. But I'll give you everything. I'll give profit before tax to be 26,150. I'll give you profit after tax. I'll give the tax. And even give you the percentage, maybe 20%. And see what you do. I know for sure that you can pay them. Now add everything together, subtract something from something. One of the day, they're looking for the profit before tax. So if you go everything is being given there, just pick the profit before tax and then you want them. So now we have it. So what's our fixed cost? Our fixed cost, we had 38,594. Nice. Okay. Plus the profit after tax, that's the target profit, 150. Divided by 1 minus what the tax is 25, right?
Yeah.
25. All these answer divided by the contribution per unit, which is Ghana city of 342.3 cities per unit.
Okay. So this is for the sales level A5.
This is for the units.
This is for the
Sales level in bracket units.
Okay.
So let me put something here, units, so that
That means that all the formula up there divided by the contributions.
we didn't even add the contribution per unit to identify something. The contribution for per unit. Good. That is it. This is the unit version.
Okay.
So fixed cost is 38,594 plus 21. But this slide look at like pencil plus 21,150 all divided by 3, 4.
No, so 21,150 divided by 1 minus.
Taking it off time. And normally, like finding for the profits, before tax,
before
putting
you put
before putting it in.
Okay,
But let's but let me key in this 94 minus 21 150 21 150 all divided by 1 minus 0.25 all divided by 342.36. Okay. Have you seen how I have suffered before having this? I don't like you are alone doing the exam stream. So now give us 1954 units. Now go extra and do the examiner wish him Merry Christmas. Extra. Yes. So if they want the value, I'll do the value for you. But it's a sales level. So if it's the value too, I just tell the examiner 195 times what the selling price of what? 1,000. So I get 195,000. This is what you call comprehensive insurance. Whatever the examiner is coming from, the answer is there. If you want the value, gotten it from me. But it says sales level. They didn't say sales unit. They didn't say sales value. It says sales. So if you add it here, I can say, oh no, now I want this. So I'll not give you the format. But if you add it here and then you want this, you still score your format. That is it. Now let's continue with the game. The last question on the list. Let's say bye-bye. Is a margin of safety if the target after tax profit of 21,150 is achieved? What is the margin of safety? So margin of safety if this profit is achieved. Now here too, they mentioned margin of safety. They didn't inform us whether in terms of units, in terms of value, or as a percentage. So what do you do? Do all the three. Select the one which apply. That's all. Okay. So how do you do the margin of safety? I'll do that one here. Now, margin of safety simple means it's just an insurance cover. So it's a safety that you keep in the production department for any inefficiency. So it's a difference between the budgeted unit and what? The break-even unit. Now, but the budgeted unit in secret is the same as the unit that they make profit. And that is the sales level to require this profit of 21,150. So indirectly, this is the budget that they're talking about. This is the budgeted unit. But the budgeted unit wasn't stated clearly, but they said at this level. Now, at the budgeted unit, that's why the statement should declare profits most often. Because if you know that when you produce 127, you are breaking even, then you should budget something greater than that. And that is what they've done here. Good. So therefore, margin of safety. Tell the examiner this one, you select the one which apply, even though any of them that you do is correct, just one. But unit is equal to the budgeted unit minus the break-even was unit. Budgeted unit minus the break-even unit. Budgeted unit minus the break-even unit. So budgeted unit minus the break-even unit. So what's the budgeted unit here? 195. What's the break-even unit? 127. Break-even units. Great. So the break-even unit is 112.73. So therefore, the margin of safety in terms of unit will be 82.27, right? Units. Perfect. So So that is the answer. Then let's go. Value. 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 The value, just multiply the unit by what? The selling price. So the value will be 82.27 times 1,000. And that will be equal to 82,270. That is it. 82,270. Then leave it as percentage. Please, if the examiner not tell you maximum that you can, you calculate this is 2, turn on the max. So like 2, it's okay. In fact, 1, it's okay. Even if you calculate 1, they should pass you.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Me, someone like me, if you calculate 1, probably I thought I'm looking for 3 or I'm looking for 2. So that's that. Okay, so as a percentage, that will be I'll apply the shortcut. Just pick the margin of safety in terms of units, all divided by what? The budget.
Okay.
That's all. Margin of safety in terms of units by the budget. So by the budget, which is equal to margin of safety in terms of unit is 82.27, all divided by the budget, 195 times 100. And the answer is equal to 42.2%. So that's end again. Excellent marks. Wow. And so interesting. Okay, so that's great. We don't have any questions. Can we add a question to it? There are no other questions. Then this is how far the good Lord bring us.